We starting with Thug.
Got
For
to.
sure, of course.
We starting with Thug. Thug is free. Let me hit the round of applause. Let me hit the round of applause. There we go.
Yes.
Thug is free.
Thankful and
And
honorable under God, man.
Thank God, because y'all was beating me down with your Meg Doc opinions the whole day. Boy, I couldn't wait for the next news cycle. I was praying an alien come down. anything happen. Murder on the train, please, anything. Thug is free, thank God. Forgot all about that damn doc they kept talking about, which we will get to later. Gentlemen,
Let's start with that. Congrats.
Let's start with congratulations. Come on, I'll clap it up again for him. I'm sure his family and loved ones could not be happier. I really enjoyed all of the Mariah the Scientist on her way to Fulton County to pick up Thug memes. Those were great.
They were funny.
Those were hilarious. So what happened here? He's sentenced to 40 years. 5 years time served, 15 years, I'm not reading this, I'm off the dome. 15 years probation, 20 years on the back end if he violates said probation.
His probation is what? You can't go to Atlanta for 10 years?
That's just some of them.
Yeah, he can't go to Atlanta for 10 years, he's banned.
And he's got to do community service.
Four community service per year.
And I think he's got to do like 100 hours a month or something
100
crazy
hours.
shit.
And he's got to do some benefit concerts.
Yeah. He can go to Atlanta for that.
100 hours a month. Fuck.
It was something like that. I forgot what it was. We're freestyling.
Yeah. But he has to do 4 charity events a year.
Thug release stipulations. Young Thug can't make gang-related music, is banned from Atlanta for 10 years, and has to do 4 annual anti-gang presentations / concerts for Atlanta. Young Thug cannot have contact with gang members or co-defendants other than brother and Gunna. Technically, it's a 40-year sentence, which he had to serve, and I'm getting some act, had to serve the first 5 years in prison, but commuted to time served, followed by 15 years of probation. Also, there's a backloaded 20 years, we said that, which would be served in custody if he fails probation. All right. That's
it's a lot of wins. It's a lot of wins in there. Like, the judge clearly saw what the state was trying to do. And the judge looked at it as, this is some bullshit. Judge let him keep his passport. Judge allowed him to travel for music, understands he has other residences, other studios. So they didn't really, they weren't as hard on him with the conditions. It would have been hard for them to do that because you can't take away his ability to make a living. And travel is a part of his ability to do that.
I mean, I feel like they could have if they wanted to, but
it would have been, could fight it.
Yeah.
I mean, the main thing was what they agreed to, or what they were close to agreeing to in the plea deal that he was about to make with the state. They were comfortable with him leaving that same day. It was just the conditions that they couldn't agree on. Yeah. And then they tried to tell the judge, nah, we want him to sit for 20 and all this other stuff. So it's like, if you were, and the judge saw through it. It was like, yo, if you were okay with him going home a minute ago, don't try to tell me to keep him there. So
they said initially they offered him a plea that he did not take based on just some of the conditions. So I guess they went in and fine-tuned the conditions, and then they agreed to, both sides agreed. But my thing is...
No, that's not what happened.
What happened?
There was no both sides agreeing. They could not come to the agreement. So he did a non-negotiated plea. Non-negotiated plea is, I'm going to plead guilty to the charges. My team is going to recommend what we think should be the penalty, and the state is, and the judge gets to make the decision, and we just going to go whatever the judge says.
Got you. Okay.
They couldn't come to terms.
Got you. Okay. I think it's a setup. Me personally, I don't necessarily like it. I mean,
a setup for what?
To go back.
I've never been in a position where I'm sitting in somebody's jail. So I mean, I've been to jail before, but I haven't been to jail for a long period of time.
20 years.
And I've been to jail facing life. I think that the 15-year probation, and if you violate any terms in your probation, you go do 20 years, I think it's a setup. Like, I don't know all the stipulations to his shit, but a lot of times you can't be around felons. If you grew up how we grew up, being around felons is normal. unfortunately.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And so some of the stipulations are damn near booby trap for you to go spend 20 years in jail.
But that's just the way that parole and probation is really set up, is for is for you to end up going back.
That's my point.
Tell
Yeah.
him,
No. Shut up.
no, for real.
This guy.
Go get your glasses.
No, I
Y'all
just
gonna
think
make me.
I just think some of that shit is a setup. I think that the state couldn't win, and he can't risk a mistrial because now if you get a mistrial, we're gonna retry you. I don't give a fuck if we got to bring an undercover in here to sit on the jury. You're gonna go to jail. Like I just think he had to take his wins if they are wins, and just hope to be on the better side of the law. for
Not
the
being in
next-
jail is a win.
Of
Huge
course,
win.
1,000%.
Yeah.
1,000%. So I said I can't judge his decision making. I never been sitting in jail with my life on the line.
And not just that, they still allowed him to work. Whereas, like, you look at NBA YoungBoy or something, he can't do shit. Can't travel, can't do shows. Like, you have to put a studio in your crib just to be able to do any recording. So it's a
some
win.
wins. It's some wins.
It's a win, even though, it's a trap. It is a trap.
Like, dog, that's hard. 15 years is hard.
15 years is hard for a square to do without breaking any law.
I think the trickiest part is they said he can't make gang-related music, right?
He can't. Yeah, he can't.
I think
make
that just leaves so much interpretation.
It does. But I mean, I think if you don't go in there and just be mentioning certain shit, you know what I mean? That's obvious.
Yeah.
Then I think he'll be fine. I think that's easy. I think that's the easy part. I think some of the other stuff be the harder part. Again, like being around felons. I don't know necessarily. Weed ain't legal in every state. You get what I'm saying? So you might be in the wrong state with some weed. Now you violated your parole. Like I don't know the real fine print.
True.
I'm just saying. I just look at it like there's some potential to be real.
I agree with you guys' trap sentiment.
Gotcha. But you home?
I do agree with that.
You home?
Yeah.
No, because I was talking to somebody the other day, and whenever the news broke, and they were like, echoing some of the same things, like, oh my God, he can't do this, and he can't make gang-related music, and he can't do this, he can't do that. How's he gonna live? and the person was in front of me, like really stressed.
Serious.
Like dead. Oh man, they fucked him. What's he gonna do? And as I pondered the answer to that,
Live better than most of Americans in the world. Most of the people in the world. Yeah.
yes. I was like, well, he could obey the rules of the probation, go get a legit job, which you have,
That pays well.
not be in communication with the people that are shooting at people. You already got you a lady. Go move to some nice, quiet town.
Make love songs.
with your beautiful model singer,
Some 8,000 square
girlfriend,
foot shit with a
your
pool in the
millions
elevator.
of dollars, and be happy. Like, and as I said it, I was like, yo, that sounds so beautiful. Why people don't try to do that from the rip? Like, yo, this regular dude shit, and I'm saying that in a box even, because he's not a regular dude, but just a normal legal life
It's kind of
ain't as bad as niggas chop it up to be. I ain't gonna hold you.
When you got some bread too?
That's what I'm saying, right? Like, I don't want to be the guy that just, oh, well, where we're from, it's tough to not talk to felons. Yes, I agree with that. It is. But tough times call for
Tough measures.
Yeah. Yo,
You are correct.
there was a time
Listen.
in my life when I could not keep my little young ass away from sell-off court. Every time I was up there, shout out my niggas, yeah. But every time I was up there, somebody was getting jumped, beat up, shot, stabbed, selling something. We on a mission, let's go jump this block. Let's go this. Then one day my mom was like, yo, don't do that anymore. Like, just stop doing that. It's like, wait, huh? How? How can I not break in people's houses?
You just don't.
No, for real, man. Like you don't understand.
My livelihood. It's what I do.
Yo, just stop doing that. And I just stop doing that.
One day. And life wasn't that bad.
It wasn't the worst, is all I'm saying. Now, I ain't never been in it to the degree of what some of these charges indicate. But I don't think that I do think it's a trap. I think it's a trap. But I saw something that said his lawyer wanted to even fight that one. Fight all of that shit.
I heard that.
But the guy been sitting in jail for what? It's got to be 5 years. I'm assuming that the court keeps a better system than I did. He got time served.
He been there for like 2 and some change.
But he got time served for 5 years. However that works.
Yeah. Jail math is different from
Got it.
Regular math.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying it's difficult to tell somebody that's been sitting for 2.5 years to.
No, that even if I fight it, the loss is I could go to jail for the
I'll still be
rest
sitting.
of my days.
And I'll still be sitting.
So 15 out here on parole or life.
Nah, easy choice.
And my man who got out, who y'all killed and kicked his back in, Gunna, my man got out and kept the label where it's supposed to be.
Put out 2 monster.
My man came out and kept the music scene right. He kept it smoking for me upon my return. I just had a nice, good talk with Surf on the phone, on the balcony right now. He sounds great, is doing great, good spirits, nice, healthy, but we just spoke about some of the advantages that come with getting a 2-3 year timeout to just sit and reflect on what you was doing, how you was doing it. And for your planning coming out, right? So like he and it, like, yo, we seen the Prize Picks commercial in here, OG. You know what I mean? Yo, you gonna get you a bag, boy. And I'm stuck in here. I'm coming out. But I'm like, Gunna kept this shit rocking.
He did.
And now he get to build on the equity of, the story. Hip hop, we love a story. Of this story and come home. I think if he never rap about a gang again, it's just gonna be fun for his fan base to figure out what he's saying if he try to say a riddle, even.
Gotta be careful.
Oh no, they're gonna be trying to sift through it.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Gotta be careful.
Well, how closely do you think that he's going to be monitored?
I don't know
and
if I'll
by
be-
who? You know what I mean?
Oh no, they're watching him.
RapGenius.com.
They're watching him.
Under a magnifying glass.
And
for
I
3
understand that,
years.
but how do you monitor somebody that closely to where you're going to be able to say, oh, you were here at this particular time with this particular person and they're a felon and da-da-da-da. Like, you know, this is a real question.
It ain't that hard.
So what are you talking about, like GPS monitoring and shit like that?
Mel,
Because that's barely tracked.
Each one of us are monitored, and you watch too many docs for this. They fucking track phones. They go to
The phone is pinging off of something at all times.
They go to the shit in the sky and see what phone is by what phone. They'll have somebody on you, stake out.
You in a club, the feds
your
are in
card
the club
gets swiped
with you.
somewhere, somebody else's card gets. Everything around is a tracking
Watching
device.
social media, he's very famous. It's easy to someone post a little picture of
He's
him.
coming home. He's Atlanta's child, poster child. Every restaurant he goes into, people gonna be taking pictures. Him and Shorty not gonna be able to eat for a year
It'll be
without
very
cameras and
easy
shit
to
in
track,
their face.
to
Yeah, it's
track
not hard.
Young Thug. That's not tough.
It's not the hardest thing.
New Joe Budden.